Hosea 7. Whenever I want to heal Israel, the sin of Ephraim is revealed, and the evil deeds of Samaria are exposed. For they do what is wrong. Thieves break into houses, and gangs rob people in the streets. They do not realize that I remember all their wicked deeds. Their evil deeds have now surrounded them. Their sinful deeds are always before me. The royal advisors delight the king with their evil schemes. The princes make him glad with their lies. They are all like bakers. They are like a smoldering oven. They are like a baker who does not stoke the fire until the kneaded dough is ready for baking. At the celebration of their king, his prince becomes inflamed with wine. They conspire with evildoers. They approach him, all the while plotting against him. Their hearts are like an oven. Their anger smolders all night long, but in the morning it bursts into flaming fire. All of them are blazing like an oven. They devour their rulers. All their kings fall, and none of them call on me. Ephraim has mixed itself like flour among the nations. Ephraim is like a ruined cake of bread that is scorched on one side. Foreigners are consuming what his strenuous labor produced, but he does not recognize it. His head is filled with gray hair, but he does not realize it. The arrogance of Israel testifies against him, yet he refuses to return to the Lord their God. In spite of all this, they refuse to seek him. Ephraim has become like a dove, earnestly deceiving and lacking discernment. They called to Egypt for help. They turned to Assyria for protection. I will throw my bird net over them while they are flying. I will bring them down like birds in the sky. I will discipline them when I hear them flocking together. Woe to them, for they have fled from me. Destruction to them, for they have rebelled against me. I want to deliver them, but they have lied to me. They do not pray to me, but howl in distress on their beds. They slash themselves for grain and new wine, but turn away from me. Although I trained and strengthened them, they plot evil against me. They turn to Baal. They are like an unreliable bow. Their leaders will fall by the sword because their prayer to Baal have made me angry. So people will disdain them in the land of Egypt. Okay, just some hugs and hellos. Okay. So, God is pondering what should he do. So to go back into the last one, he says, I have appointed a time to reap, O Judah, whenever I want to restore the fortunes of my people. And then, like, it broke in the middle of the sentence, so that's why I want to go back. Whenever I want to heal Israel, the sin of Ephraim is revealed. So God is trying to go and heal his people, and it just exposes more sin that they have done. The more that God goes and wants to reach his people, the more sin is revealed. For they do what is wrong. What are they doing? What are they doing? Thieves break into houses and gangs are robbing people in the street. So it's like it's gotten so rampant that the authorities don't have any control over anything. They do not realize that I remember all their wicked deeds. Their deeds have done now surround them. So like you don't realize, I don't forget. I know everything you've done, and these deeds are piling up. In fact, the deeds are so plentiful that they're like they are surrounding you, like the deeds of sin that you have done, where you have oppressed the poor, the widow, the foreigner, and the orphan. They're all around you, and you can't escape them. And then it's not just there. The royal advisors are scheming with the king while plotting against him. Which is interesting because the Northern Kingdom doesn't have a dynasty, so to speak. They have kings that rise to power by killing the previous king, and they can stay in power for a while, and maybe a son or two gets there, and then someone else rises to power and overthrows them. So there is that scheming constantly to be the king, and so we'll see a bunch of that that's going on. And then he likens it to bakers with a smoldering oven. It doesn't go out. You just got to stoke it. It comes right back. It just comes right back. It never goes out. It's always ready to flame up at any time. And then we've got the evildoers plotting to approach him. They approach him while they're plotting. So, their hearts are their anger is smoldering. They're just waiting for it to burst into flames. They're like a blazing oven. They're going to devour their rulers, which is what they do in the northern kingdom. Ephraim has mixed itself with flour among the nations. That's an interesting phrasing there. Like flour are not in the Hebrew, but are implied with the imagery. Okay, Ephraim has mixed among the nations. So, they're worshiping the foreign gods. They have ruined the cake. They have brought all of that in from foreigners, and it has ruined it. So just think about something you would not put in a cake. Let's just say something that's going to be awful. Let's put... trying to think of something that you might have in the kitchen that we could put in there. Let's put a cup of pepper. There we go. We're going to put a cup of pepper in the cake. You're like, no. Ixnay. Yeah, a cup of wasabi. There you go. A cup of wasabi in there. No, you ruined it. And their head is filled with gray hair and they don't realize it. You should have wisdom, but you don't have wisdom. I think that's what it references there. The arrogance of Israel testifies against it. They refuse to return to their God. So, what am I going to do with you? You won't return. I try to come to you, and they're like a dove, easily deceived and lacking discernment. They cry to Egypt. They cry to Assyria. I'm going to catch them. Okay? They cannot escape. They cannot get help. Woe to those who have fled from me, destruction to them. They rebelled against me. So you're not going to escape. And they do not pray to me, but they howl in their bed. So they are crying out. Oh, where was the other one? There was they slash themselves. I wanted to look that one up. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. In their beds, they slash themselves for grain and new wine. The Masoretic text, Yigorua, which is either Hiphil, imperfect, third person, masculine, plural, they assemble themselves from to sojourn, gur, or from hippolel, imperfect third person, they excite themselves to stir up. However, the Hebrew lexigraphers suggest that both of these options are unlikely. Several other Hebrew manuscripts preserved as alternative textual traditions, Yit Gadadu, which is the Hipholel, imperfect third person, common plural, they slash themselves from gadad to cut, as also reflected in the LXS, the Septuagint. They lacerate themselves, gash themselves, cut themselves. This reflects the pagan Canaanite cultic practice of priests cutting themselves to drain their blood on the ground to elicit agricultural fertility by reflecting the slain fertility god Baal from the underworld in hopes that Baal would bless their crops. So that makes sense to me that they are slashing themselves. We also have this when the prophets of Baal and Elijah are having the contest. They cut themselves, so they are draining their blood into the ground so that the God of fertility will grant them fertility, or their God would hear them. So they are cutting themselves to elicit the response of the God. Interesting. Although they train and strengthen them, they plot evil against me. They turn to Baal, who is unreliable, like an unreliable bow. Like a leader, they fall on the sword. Because they pray to Baal, have made me angry. Their prayers to Baal have made me angry. So people will disdain them in the land of Egypt. So they're not going to have a good outcome. Like they're going to flee to Egypt, and Egypt is going to go, meh, not happening. And you're going to Baal, you done messed up, Aaron. You done ticked me off. I'm tired of it. I'm not putting up with it. I'm giving you a warning, but you will not get out of the punishment that is coming. So we read through Amos, and Amos pleads on behalf of the people. God, don't really go that far. God, really don't go that far. So a couple of times, Amos gets God to weaken what the pronouncement is going to be. Here, Hosea is living out the example. We'll see what happens if Hosea says anything or if there's nothing said. Okay, so we got 1